What's up, everybody? So we're back out in the shop with another daily vlog, and guys, we're going to be working on a new build series. So I've had this knife right here for a long time. I mean, this was the first knife I ever made. So the first time I'd ever taken something that was not a knife yet and turned it into a knife with handles, bevels, everything, this was the first one. So what I wanted to do was take this knife and then all of my knowledge that I've gained throughout this whole knife building experience and time and improve this knife. So I came up with a new design, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of come over here and we're going to get onto the workbench and I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but it's this right here. So it's got some of the things that I've kind of figured out as I've been making knives with handle shape and all of that stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to start talking about it and let y'all actually see why I chose some of the things I did with this new shape versus the original shape. So let's jump over there and let's talk. Alright, so now that we're over here at the workbench, I really want to talk about why I decided to change up this design right here to go with this design right here. Now, this was again the first knife I ever made, so it's got its awesomeness and its kind of disadvantages. Now, whenever I first made this, I didn't really think that much about finger choils or palm swells or, you know, how a knife is supposed to react whenever you swing it, cut with it, chop with it, you know, being able to pull it out of your hand, or how you're supposed to grip it, what it's supposed to be like whenever you're filling it, and the ergonomics and all that. So even though this is an awesome knife and I love the way that this is shaped, I wanted to take it and add in everything that I've learned to this point to make a really cool knife. So as you can see here, this was this knife right here, the original one. So that's it drawn out. This is the new knife. Basically what we're going to be turning this one right here into this. So whenever I started designing this, I really started going through and figuring out how I wanted to redefine the finger choil right here, and then how I wanted to swell this out to really be able to lock your hand into it. So I went a little bit more aggressive on the finger choil, and then I went really aggressive with the swell here. So it's still roughly, you can see, almost the same shape, except for right here where this has a swell that kind of rounds out right here versus this which hooks down. So whenever you have this right here, the way that this handle is shaped, it's almost like a cylinder back here in this back area. It's almost like a cylinder, so it's real easy for this to come out of your hand versus this one where it locks you into place. So that's why I redesigned this to have this particular shape. And then of course on the blade itself, this is more of like a Scandi grind where the bevels only come up almost halfway. I want to bring the bevels up a little bit higher on this. Now we're still going to have that file area right here. That's actually the file design. It's going to be up here just like it is right here, just not as much. And then we did a more aggressive drop here versus where it's round here. So whenever I was trying to design this, I just wanted to put all of that into play. And then of course things that I've learned about weak spots where the pins are. You know, this isn't a weak spot right here. This is perfectly fine. I've got plenty of meat where these all are. But I knew that because I was doing this little thin area right here, I needed to pull that pin back to where it was in the beefier area. Just like that. And then one of my favorite things about this knife is how that lanyard hole is set up, where you can actually see the file. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do something like this or if I'm going to do something like how I've been doing my lanyard areas, where I taper them back. So I haven't exactly decided what I'm going to do there. That's going to be something that I go through and figure out as I'm doing it. The handle scales that I'm using are really cool layered wood, so I really want to taper it back like I have been doing, because that's going to put some really cool layers around that lanyard hole. And I'm going to be doing a really aggressive shaping for these handle scales, unlike this where it's pretty much only tapers to the front here. So it's a little bit wider back here, tapers to the front, almost like a chef's knife. But I think it's just time to revamp it. You know, whenever I originally made this knife, the handle scale material is the material off of a Nordic track that was left in my shop when we bought the house. And I stripped all the wood off of it because the Nordic track no longer worked. And I don't believe in throwing away stuff, so I kept all the wood. And whenever I used this on here, I ended up torching it to bring out the grain and all that. But I still love this knife. I just feel like it's time to go ahead, like I said, revamp it and make it just badass. So that's what we're going to be doing. I know that with this one was me redesigning one of my EDCs. This is me redesigning my very first knife ever made. So I'm excited about this. And we're going to be doing this one. The next week we'll be working on the hunter knife right there. And then after that, we'll be working on the really beefy Tonto knife. So that's what we have coming up. We're going to go ahead and hop back up here so I can talk to y'all for a little bit. And we're going to go from there. So let's get back up. Okay guys, so hopefully me breaking that down for why I decided to change what I decided to change helps y'all out. I know that I wanted to just break it down and let you know why I changed what I changed. And when it boils down to it, I know that not everybody is 100% confident with drawing out knives, and not everybody is the best artist in the world. I want to take a second and talk to y'all about making your own knife designs or templates and stuff like that. There's probably thousands of templates online. If you just Googled a knife template, you could actually go through, print it out, and go that route. What I want y'all to think through is there's really no original knife anymore. So don't be ashamed to take a template from one thing and a template from another thing, cut them up and make a whole knife out of it, or just making knives out of other people's templates. You know, take what you like, make it into a knife. Take your knives that you currently have, put them on a piece of paper, and then reshape them. You know, this particular knife that I'm working on right now was one of my original knives, which is different than the knife that we just finished, where I took a Rat 3 and redesigned it for an EDC that I thought made the most sense for me. You have that versus this, taking one of my own original creations and modifying it with all the knowledge that I have of knife making up till now. So you can take somebody else's design, modify it to fit your own hand and be something that you really, really like, and there you go. You know, if I ever end up sending you one of my templates or, you know, a photocopied version of my knife or whatever we end up deciding to do with that, or PDFs if I get to that point, guys, I'm perfectly fine with y'all making that knife exactly like how I make my knives. But I would suggest that you actually take a few different templates, cut them up, make your own knife with it. You know, get 5 or 6 templates, figure out what handle style you like, what blade style you like, put them together, draw them, the outline of them onto a piece of paper, take the templates off, and then sit there and modify it. You don't have to be an amazing artist in order to do that. So, I just wanted y'all to know why I decided to change this. What we're going to be doing in tomorrow's episode is we're actually going to take and we're going to show cutting this out, smoothing this out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to anneal it / normalize it. So we're going to do a few cycles of that. And then we're going to go ahead and get the holes drilled into the tang and get everything ready for bevels. But that's tomorrow's episode. Guys, if you haven't yet, give this video a thumbs up. Share this video or a video I've done in the past that might be your favorite. And if you would, bottom corner, hit that subscribe button. Really, because we're about at that 10,000 mark. We're at 8,500 subscribers, 1,500 subscribers away from doing the giveaway. So I'm excited about that. Guys, thank y'all for coming by. Thank y'all for spending your time with me. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.